Hi, this is Rachelle with Scrapcraftastic, and recently we have been talking about using old planner supplies or things that you have in your stash, repurposing them. So I wanted to experiment a little bit with some things that I have in my stash. This little pouch contains a bunch of old sticky notes that I know I will never use. Um, and I'm thinking that I can play around with these and use them to create something else. In the paper crafting, junk journaling community, there is something called a master board. So I've been creating master boards in this watercolor paper pad that I picked up from Five Below. So these are some that I've made just from scraps. I'll probably be using some of this in my December daily journal that we're making, but this is just scraps, washi tape, uh, bits and pieces that I have in my stash that I've collaged. Basically, a master board is a collage that I have collaged on this heavy duty watercolor paper. It doesn't necessarily need to be on heavy paper like this. It can be on any paper. This one has like a Halloween theme, so there's this one and this one. So I probably just use glue stick to do this. I would also probably use matte medium. I'll probably use matte medium more in the future. My idea is to possibly make a mini version of that using index cards. These index cards can be turned into tags. They can be turned into journaling cards to use in journals. I could also use a old planner page or something like that, but since I have the index cards here, it's a smaller format and this is an experiment. I'm going to test them out. Now, most of these color schemes on these sticky notes are things that I would probably never use like this. But maybe if I collage them or I can grunge them up later, then I may find a use for them. As part of this experiment, I am going to try out this Mod Podge. It's super matte. I was just looking at the different glues in Joann and I saw this and I was like, ooh, super matte. But it's still a water-based glue, sealer, and finish. So we're going to see how this works. So just to let you know, the regular matte Mod Podge is matte, but it does have a bit of a sheen depending on your climate. I'm hoping that this is going to be really matte, just like matte medium. So we'll see. This may be an inexpensive option. I got this from Joann. It was $16.99, but of course I used a coupon because that's really a ridiculous price. But let's see what we got to go with here. Now, they had a smaller bottle. I didn't get it because it didn't seem like it was the correct consistency. So that's why I'm experimenting with a 16-ounce bottle. Let's open it up. Let me get my old raggedy brush. So we're just going to collage some of the pieces in this envelope, sticky notes, and whatnot. Hopefully, I can make good use of them. And I'm using a silicone mat from Dollar Tree. And I'm using the line side because that's the side of the card that I like the least. Some of these may be so old that they're too stuck together to use. Let's do it this way. Let's get some different looks. I don't know how these will work on this. If I should save those for the top layer or what to do, but I'm just gonna, yeah, these are so old, they're kind of sticking together. Wow, I forgot all about these. These are from the Target dollar spot. Let's do one more. Yep, that's more than one. Sticky note. I don't like that. Let's try something else. Stick to a color scheme. Let's see what happens. I could probably make journaling cards out of these. The main reason I didn't use these is because the adhesive sticks to the sticky note underneath it, and I don't like that. The only sticky notes that I have found that don't really do that are the name brand sticky notes. I gave it a good shot. Let's put these away. I might have to come up with another use for them. Some of them, for example, I feel like I can make some nice labels with these, possibly these and this. Let's trim them up. Let's start with this first one that we did. Remember, I'm also checking to see how well this Mod Podge works. So I need to let them dry completely. Okay, I guess once they're trimmed up, they're not too awful. Maybe a little stamping on them. It's just that I can't relate to this color, this look of colors in a journal. But technically, I can turn them into whatever I want. So let's give them a chance. So this one doesn't seem to be sticking very well, but I think that has to do with the sticky notes. Oh no. Maybe with a little stitching, a little stamping, a little layering on top, it could work. It's just not my color vibe. Can we turn this one into a tag? And then the way they glue down, it looks like they have puckering. Let's try turning this one into a tag. Let's make this one tag 2. Okay, let's try some layering. I have this washi tape that I don't really often use, so let's try using some of this. There's my glue stick. Okay, this one is almost empty, but I should be able to slide it on here. Get those last little bits of glue. Let's see what else we got here. I think this is like a Valentine's Day washi, but I'm going to use it anyway. All right, let's see if we can find some stickers from Let's Get Planned that can work for this other shop. No, I haven't flipped through this in a while, and I definitely need to use these. So let's see what we can find. Let's see, maybe we can use her on this one. I'm gonna try it. Okay, so we got at least one out of that book. Then let's see what this Let's Get Planned has. I think I want to use her on this one. And I guess I can use her on this one. We'll see how it looks. Let's make sure I don't have anything else that I can use. Just flipping through this is giving me some ideas for journaling cards. Okay, let's see what we can do with the tags. Let me get my other glue stick because I'm not going to just trust the sticker paper. Let's put her there. Gonna have to do some sticker surgery because she just tore. Do I want to put her on this side? Not too horrible. So that's 3 sheets down. How can we make it better? I feel like this section, this section, this section needs something. Okay, let's try some of these florals. We need a nice, 3 nice floral clusters. So let's start with this floral. Let's add some glue because these are pretty old, so I just want to make sure that they stick. So for this one, I want this part of the sticker to go here. Then we're going to use some of this over here. And then down here. Let's see what we got here. These books are pretty much empty, not much left. So I want to go ahead and use them up. So maybe we can do a series of making cards and tags using planner stickers. What do we think about that? Let's use this. I'm not putting glue on that because it's a clear sticker. So I think it'll be okay. All right, so this little experience has kind of inspired me to do even more. Okay, because we started out with some backgrounds that I really didn't like, but it's not so bad now. Let's try inking this one with brown. Even though this is on the card, I think it needs to be back. It's a little too thin. So I need to back this on something else. So there is all inked up. Let's see. I want to do something different for these. So this is my gold ink. It's probably pretty dried up, but let's see what happens. No, it's working. Let's try the gold pen from the Dollar Tree. See what happens. I mean, the ink worked, but I think we can do a little bit more. I still prefer this one with the brown ink. Let me see if it makes a difference on this one. Let's see if adding a little more washi tape, and I'm just pulling from the washi that I have right here in front of me. So I have this text washi because some of these areas just look a little yuck. So let's see if we can improve them. So I'm using the washi to cover the areas that I just wasn't thrilled with, but there's not much I can do about them. I do think I could get away with stitching around these. So I decided to go ahead and back these, put the eyelets in and punch them. I'm coming back a few hours later to do this, and they're not as awful as I initially thought. Actually, considering I didn't like the backgrounds, I think they turned out quite well. So I'm happy with them. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It really did inspire me with a few other ideas of things I want to try with some of my planner supplies. So that is a plus as well. I really want to stitch these, and I may change the thread in my machine and stitch them. Right now, I think I have black in the machine, and I probably would want to use a white thread instead. Let's see. So that is an option. I'm going to go ahead and burnish and try to make sure that glue is spread well. That's another use for this Tim Holtz ruler. Can get a nice burnish over a wide area of space. And I'm using an old file folder that I had trimmed off the tab from. So I thought that would be a good backing piece for this. So it gives you a nice sturdy tag. I don't know. I always want to just stitch because it feels like the stitching is just going to be that little extra bit that's going to hold everything in place. But because her feet are so close to the edge, it's probably not a good idea. I'm not sure about the others, how they would work. But, and I know everybody doesn't like the stitching, so it really is optional. Okay. So this is the We Are Memory Keepers, We Are Memory Makers Big Bite. This is a hole punch eyelet setter combo. This is the one that can reach further inside of a page. There's also a handheld version. I have that one as well. That was the one I initially purchased because I didn't want to spend the money that it would cost to get the big bite. But in the end, this was the best investment. I should have got this and skipped the handheld, even though I use both. I don't use this one as much as I use the handheld, but with this, I don't need the handheld. I do have some other eyelet setters that I recently purchased that I want to try, but I don't want to try them on a project that I plan on actually using. I need to test it out on test paper first. So we'll do a separate video on that, but I do have another eyelet setting solution coming. As far as eyelets, years ago, I went to a scrapbook expo and I purchased a bunch of eyelets there. Most of those eyelets don't have that backing piece. So recently I saw that they had the eyelets on Temu with the backing pieces. So I ordered them and I ordered a bunch of colors and I should probably go back and order some more colors while we still have access to that. So I'm going to pick my eyelets. Now I do have pink, which I could use on all of them, or I could use white on all of them, or I could use gold on all of them, or I could mix it up. Let's be adventurous and mix it up. So I'll use one pink, one gold, one white. So see, these come with that backing washer ring, and it just makes the eyelets set neatly where I don't have that ring, and it may just be the eyelets that I'm using. The backing is cracked open without that ring, so I don't know if it's the eyelets or what it is. But those eyelets that I got from the Scrapbook Expo or Scrap Expo give me a problem. But also the We Are Memory Keepers eyelets give me a problem too. So There's that. Okay, let's do one gold. I'll drop the backing, so let's... I can't use that one because it's not gold. Let me know in the comments below if you prefer that I speed through some of these processes or if you would just rather me do it all in real time, because I don't mind either way. Okay, so I'm going to find the center of these, which is here. Because this is a heavy duty tool, I'm going to take a chance and punch my hole at the same time. Let's see, where do I want it to go? I want it to be a little closer. So it has a guide. So I was able to punch all three at one time because this is heavy duty. Let's see, did my punch come out? There we go. So that's was the 3/16 inch punch. Now push it all the way to the front. For setting it, these little blocks here move. So and they have a number on one and alpha on the other. So the instructions that this comes with tells you which one to use for which eyelet, which style eyelet. I'm going to use the gold one on this one. So what I usually end up doing, because this is a little tight, I put the washer down first because this part needs to be up at the top, the actual eyelet part, and then I just press it in place. It's easier than trying to hold both pieces in the same place, and that is so not in the center. How is that possible? Is it just that one? Nope, they're all not in the center. How did I do that? I was just over a little bit too far when I punched it. Well, I can't really see that well tonight, so obviously. Now this one looks more in the center. I don't know what's happening. What is happening? All right, so all my eyelets are set, centered or no. All right, so I had pulled out this ribbon earlier to use for the pink, and I actually made this bow. However, I wasn't feeling it after I made it. Let's see what else I can come up with. Maybe I can use a piece of this for this one. Even though this has like leaves on it, I just like the gold tone of it. So yeah, this is my time of year. I don't know, I just do better this time of year. So you'll probably see a lot of random weird videos from me of just things that I'm working on or sharing different things. Because this is the time I gotta get it all out now. Because as soon as spring starts rolling in, everything's gonna change. So I guess I should change my name to the seasonal crafter. Because it's like as soon as the time changes, boom, things change. I wish they would just leave it. Oh well. So there we go with that. Let's pull for that one. My mess of ribbon. I want to use up as much of this sheer ribbon as I can because I just have entirely too much. So I'm going to double it up and feed it through. All right, so that is it. I started out with some old sticky notes, index cards. I didn't think it was going to turn out because I did not like just the sticky notes, but turns out they don't make such an awful background. Added a little washi tape, a few floral stickers from my stash, and a few dolls as focal points. back them with old file folders, set the eyelets, added the toppers, and now we have 3 really cute tags that can go in a journal. They can go in your planner. You can use them for whatever you use tags for. So, I mean, you could even attach to a gift or something, a gift bag. And I know I put a lot of work into these, but this was basically an experiment. I wanted to try and use those sticky notes. Now, I know I'll probably never be able to use all of the ones that I have, but I will try and get the most out of what I have. So even if I don't use them in a planner setting, I can use them for something else. So I hope you enjoyed this video, found some inspiration. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And you may be interested in this other video. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.